Hey guys, welcome to another YouTube video, and welcome to my previews for both men's state of origin game 2 down at the MCG, and the decider for the women's state of origin over in Townsville. So I'm gonna preview both of those games. Yeah, and plus also who I think is going to win both of those games, especially the decider for the women. So let's get straight into it. So we'll start off with the men's game, game 2. Obviously, the Maroons 1-0 up after victory over in Sydney. Excuse me, and because of that, a whole raft of changes, especially for the Blues. So, of course, the outs obviously are Hudson Young, James Tedesco. Joseph Sulawi, obviously, because of that suspension with that clash with Reece Walsh. Matt Burton and Nico Hines, all of the outs. And there are a couple of big ins, really, for the Blues, with Cam Murray, Connor Watson, Dylan Edwards, Latrell Mitchell, Mitchell Moses, and Mitchell Barnett, all the ins there for the Blues. While for the Maroons, there are a couple of changes, of course, with Jermaine Hopgood and Selwyn Cobbo, both out for game 2. With the one big in for the Maroons being in this case being Maroons veteran Dane Gagai. Also Kirk Capewell and Trent Luiro, the other ins for the Maroons as well. I say in for Gagai because he's been named as the I think the concussion replacement. So yeah. So some of the sides here. So first off, we got the Blues here. You got Dylan Edwards as fullback. Obviously, he was going to play in game 1, but suffered a calf injury in a Panthers game, which caused him to miss game 1. In the wingers, you got Brian Tull and Zach Lomax, with Latrell Mitchell and Stephen Crichton in the centres. Jerome Luai as 5'8", and Mitchell Moses as half-back. In the forward pack, you've got Captain Jake Trebojevic and Payne Haas as props, with Reece Robson as hooker. The second rowers, you got Liam Martin and Angus Crichton, with Cam Murray in as lock. The interchanges, you got Connor Watson, Isaiah Yeo, Helmo Kulatu as well, and Spencer Lenu in the interchange. I don't know why he's named the interchange. It was probably one of the barometers for the Blues especially when they went down when Sulawi got sent off. He was probably one of their barometers. I don't know why he got sent. He's in the interchange, but anyways, in the reserves, you got Mitchell Barnett as the replacement player, and on the reserves you've got Cameron McInnes as well as the reserve player for the Blues. Moving on to the Maroons lineup now, you got Reece Walsh in as fullback, surprisingly considering how knocked out he was in game 1. I won't be surprised if the Blues trying to do the same to him in game 2. You got Xavier Coates and Murray Taulagi as wingers, with Val Holmes and Hamiso Tabai Fado in the centres. Please score a try at Hammer so I can say fins up because that's one of my favourite celebrations in rugby league, really. Moving on, Tom Dearden at 5'8" and DCE the skipper as at half back. In the mighty forward pack that is the Maroons, you got Reuben Cotter and Lindsay Collins as props, and Ben Hunt as hooker. Jaden Sewer and Jeremiah Nanai in the second row, with Patrick Carrigan as a lock. On the interchange, you got the Storm skipper Harry Grant. Hopefully has a great game. Moakai I can't pronounce that name. Can't pronounce that name first time round. Felice Kafusi and Capewell on the interchange. As I said, Dane Gagai is the replacement player with Trent Luiro as the reserve for game number 2. Look at the stats here. Obviously, 38-10 in game 1. So yeah, that's pretty well done. It was actually it was sort of an even sort of performance actually from both the Blues and the Maroons, especially the Blues being down a man for about 90% of the game. But anyways, about that. Here we go. The wins at the venue here. If the Maroons want to seal the series tonight, as I'm recording this, hopefully I get this out some stage. Hopefully before the game, possibly not get it. I'm not getting any promises here. Then they've only won one Origin game from 6 at the MCG, and I believe that one was in 1995. I think it was 1995. So this venue has predominantly been a Blues type of venue, and I think any doubt that probably not surprising experts would probably say the Blues all because of the Maroons' record at the MCG. Overall, yeah, nothing much to report there. So let's move on to previewing the decider for the Women's State of Origin. Of course, game 1 down at Suncorp to kick off basically NRL Magic Round. The Sky Blues absolutely shell-shocked the Maroons in that one, winning game 1 22-12. And it looked like for most of the game, it looked like they would seal the series in Newcastle in front of a sellout crowd there too. But the Maroons made a late comeback, and because of a late field goal, they snuck home to seal game 2 and make this a series deciding game. So of course the ins. So, of course, the ins and outs there, obviously, plenty of changes, surprisingly, for the Maroons, off the back of their win in Game 2. Chelsea, so, the outs there, of course, Destiny Brill and Sienna Lupo are the outs there. And then, of course, the ins, of course, Sophie Hollyman, Lily Peacock, Emily Bass, and Chelsea Lenarduzzi are the ins for the Maroons. For the Sky Blues, only the 2 ins basically in Ellie Johnston and Jackiah Whitfield are the ones that are in for the Sky Blues. The lineups here. Let's go to let's go lineups here. So Tamika Upton at fullback, Julia Robinson and Manaki Pakai in the wing on the wings. With Shinoa Sioka, I think that's how you pronounce it. And Ivania Petite as in the centres. Tyron Aiken in full at 5'8", and Ellie Brigginshaw at half back. In the forwards, you got Shannon Matto and Jessica Elliston as props, with Lauren Brown, the match winner from Game 2, as hooker. Tasman Rapana and Romy Tizel as the second rowers, with Keely Joseph as lock. On the interchange, you got Emma Menzelman, Mackenzie Wheel, Sophie Hollyman, and Chelsea Lenarduzzi as on the interchange bench. In the reserves, you got Zahara Tamara as the replacement player, with Emily Bass and Lily Peacock as the reserves. Moving over to the Sky Blues now. Of course. I don't think that the sides have really that changed for the Sky Blues that much from Game 1, Game 2, and Game 3. To be honest, basically been the same side pretty much. But anyways, Emma Tongatto at fullback. You got Jamie Chapman and Tiana Penatani as wingers, with Jessica Sergis and Captain Isabel Kelly in the centres. Corbin Baxter and Rachel Pearson, both half-back, 5'8" and half-back positions. Then in the forward pack, you got Millie Elliott and Catalin Johnston Green as props, with Olivia Higgins as hooker. Kezi Apps and Yasmin Clydesdale as the second rowers, of Olivia Kernick as lock. On the interchanges, you got Talia Manono, Keely Davis, Grace Kemp, and Sarah Tungatuki on the interchange bench. In the reserves, you got Chikaya Whitfield as the replacement player, and the two reserves are Kira Dibb and Ellie Johnston, the reserves for the Sky Blues. So looking at this, obviously, of course, Game 1, obviously, of course, as I said, Game 1, obviously, the Sky Blues shell shocked the Maroons. Everyone expected the Maroons to win, surprisingly enough, ended up winning. Game 2, it looked like being the exact same script, but then the Maroons flipped it in the last 10 minutes of the game, and got the winner got the field goal there right at the end. Here, there's only been one game played in. Only one women's Origin game been played in Townsville, and that one was also won by the Sky Blues as well. So odds are for the Sky Blues possibly to make it two wins from two there, and seal the series seal history. To be honest, become the first Origin side to win a women's State of Origin series, because the first time that it's a 3-game series, Previously, it's been either 1 game or 2 games. This is the first 3-game series for Women's State of Origin. So yeah. Predictions here. I think that I've got a bit of a feeling that the series, the men's series, will also go to a decider. So that said, I think the Blues will win Game 2 tonight. Because I think for me that, you know, not just the ins as well, and Mitchell Moses and Latrell Mitchell and Dylan Edwards will improve it, and also Cam Murray in there as well. But also the Maroons' record in MCG, as I said, is not that great. Let's be honest, it's not that great. So I think for me, in this case, I think the Blues, will, you know, it's still an uphill battle for them to win the series. Obviously, they have to do something that their rarity of Blues teams have done before, and that's win at Suncorp to win a game 3. And I try to remember here. I don't know if the Blues had ever won a series in Game 3 down at Suncorp. I have to look at might have to look that up when I review Game 2. That is if the series does go to a decider. But anyways, but I think the Blues will win it. I think bold prediction. I can see. I think either Dylan Edwards or Latrell Mitchell get man of the match. I could see either one of those important ins for the Blues get man of the match. So and now for the decider. Oh man. The Blues have been dominant though, all series. I've watched both games and they've been dominant in both of them. One they've won, one they didn't. But okay. The Maroons won game 1. Won game 1 in Sydney. 24 hours later, the women's team ended up winning it to send it to decide on the women's series. I think that it's time for the reverse to happen. I think it's going to be an all Blues type, all New South Wales Blues type of week. So pretty much, I think that the Sky Blues will win the series in front of enemy territory at Townsville. I think they've been the dominant team, or as I said, they've been the dominant team all throughout the series. I think that, I think for me, they've been the dominant team. And bold prediction, I'm going to take a stab at the player of the series. Actually, did I get is there a middle name for the women's player of the series? I can't remember. Please comment down below about it, please. Looking at this here. Looking at both matches. No, actually, I don't have any predictions to be honest. I just hope that I'm right. I just hope I'm right with the Blues winning tonight and then winning the decider tomorrow night on Thursday there as well. But anyways, that's pretty much the end of this video. So like this video, share this to anybody who is a Queensland fan, a Queensland rugby league fan, or a New South Wales rugby league fan. Comment down below your predictions for this game. Who have you got to win? Well, if you're watching this afterwards, did you get your Get your prediction for the men's Origin game 2 right, and what are your predictions? Who's going to win the decider for the women's Origin tomorrow night? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. And one last thing, somewhere down there, click on the big red button which is labeled subscribe. It really does help me out quite a bit there on that front. But until next time, guys, I'll see you guys later. Go to Maroons!